Good morning. Today is the 14th of February and as a special treat here we are at Summit Garage in Dudley. It's one of my favourite places in the West Midlands, it seems. We've got sort of various interesting things here, like this MGZ TT that's got four-wheel drive and rather nice MGF, but we're not here to film those today. In 2019 I was very blessed to attend the press launch of this car. This is an MGZ SEV. Now it's been thoroughly revised for 2022 and we'll go over some of the differences. I've got my secret mission documents with me and we'll look at those. We're not going to take the car out on the road today. The weather is quite bad and also there just isn't the time that I'm here to do that. We will be doing a full review of one of these quite soon on the channel. I have got one lined up. But today it's just a walk around so you can have an idea of what the car is actually like and what the differences are between this and the pre-facelift model. One of them is actually standing over there. First thing you'll notice straight away is this front end, and the car was charging when I came in, but I've asked just to remove this for now. We're just going to look at the flap, and rather than being actually sort of where the badge is, it's to the side. And these little doors here, they are actually not like they were before. A lot of people didn't like little rubber bungs that came over the charging ports, one for Type 2, one for CCS, obviously. And so you use both when you're using a CCS charger. This is just a Type 2 here. And this looks a bit more robust. Whether you like the new style front end or not, I'm not perhaps the biggest fan of it. I did prefer the styling of the older one, but some of you might like this. Nevertheless, we've got full LED headlamps now on this car, which never came with the pre-facelift model. Also, the wheel trims are completely different. They are part alloy and part plastic on this. Again, you know, similar to something like a Kia Niro. Also got lots and lots of cameras on this. Got a camera just there, got a camera just here, another one just there, and these just weren't available on the pre-facelift model at all. Let's go around the back. See, the tail lamps are a bit different, and I think it is more of an attractive look as it is the EV model because it's got the EV badge on it. Now, I did film in 2020 when they first came out the facelifted petrol version of this. I wasn't the first people in the country to do that actually, and it does look very similar. There's the little reversing camera there. One of the things that you'll notice is actually this car looks really similar to the petrol variant. In fact, they've actually dropped the special colour, which was Pimlico Blue, that the ZSEV only came in. You couldn't get that on a petrol one, they replaced it with Battersea Blue, but this is a black one. We'll have a look actually in the back first of all. We'll see there's actually a couple of differences in here, which you think, why am I looking at the back first? Well, in response to what people have said, there's actually a rear armrest in here now. Isn't that fantastic? Never had one in a ZS before. Obviously in HS you get one, not in the ZS. There we go, we've got cup holders too. Previous car just had one, it's a bit dark in here, but previous car had just one USB port. There's actually two there. One of them's USB-C, so sorry you can't really see that, but it's just for lighting in here. I'm not really able to show you very well. So it's open here. I can just show you what the space is like and getting in and out. Obviously I've filmed lots of ZS's in my time, including a petrol 1 litre manual back in December, so I'm very familiar with these. And straight away you'll see there's a bit of a difference on the dashboard there. But yes, panoramic roof on this, I think this is a Trophy Connect, this particular car, it's the top of the range one. And this sort of faux leather. Also lots and lots of red stitching. More red stitching than you've probably seen before in a ZSEV. In fact, I didn't have any at all previously. And I do like red stitching in these. It's again similar to the petrol facelift models. Right, let's get in the front. That's where some of the main changes have actually happened. So, keyless entry on this particular car. Blind spot monitoring. Very easy to get in and out for a lot of people. I find these are the sort of right sort of height for me. I'm 5'11". Look at that, 10.1 inch display. It doesn't look great on the camera because of the refresh rate being a bit different, but oh my goodness gracious me. On the previous car, 162 miles was about the WLTP range. This car now has a range of 273 miles, as you would have seen on the side graphics that this particular demo model has. As far as the interior goes, more of this red stitching, which you know, looks very nice in MGs. I think personally, it was like the pre-facelift MG3 that we used to have. But I'm going to just turn the car on, and we should be able to get a few more functions on here. So yes, this is just turn this down, turn the fan down, which we can do with that button there. There we go, so we don't have too much interruption. So system's already, the car's effectively on. It's like starting the engine, but obviously this is an electric car. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. This whole system is so much faster. Navigation, there, done. We are at Summit Garage, just there. Wow. 10.1 inch display. The previous one I think was an 8-inch display. Much, much, much better. The only thing I would say is that these controls here are not as easy to use as the previous system was. This, I think, is just standard air control. I don't think it's climate control. We can go home here and we can have a look at various functions. Maybe it is climate control. I know it just used to be standard aircon, to be honest. Look at all this. It's functionality just on that particular mode, looking at the heating and ventilation. 360 camera, there we go. Everything's just much more responsive. We can sort of change the cameras if we need to. We can have a look at the side cameras, in the mirrors, have a look at the back one. There we go, so we don't crash into the shutters when they're parking or something like that. Have a look at the front. There's a nice BMW at the front of here, and the charging station on the left. And we can quickly flip between the various things like the sat nav, music. There we go. I've obviously got that. I got that off in a moment. I don't want any copyright infringement. And look at all this lane keeping assistance, speed assistance, which actually takes the information from the satellite navigation in this top trophy connector model, which costs just under £34,000. But this paint, I think, is an extra. So yes, lane keeping assist with lane departure warning, traffic jam assist, forward collision. Also got the conveniences. Everything is so much faster. You can customize these buttons on the steering wheel. Automatic high beam, follow me home headlights. Let's find my car. Now, one of the things I'm not able to actually show you so much, because this car is actually connected to one of the members of staff's phones here, is the fact that this car is bound to a smartphone with a brand new app that the MG ZSEV uses. When we get to the full review, we will have a look at that, and many other things. Down here, same rotary selector lever, switch I should say, as in the pre-facelift ZSEV. Different modes here. I don't know what driving mode we're in at the moment. There's a little tiny thing just here. Shows you the battery level. The regen can be adjusted like that with the KERS switch. See if it changes mode if I use the mode switch. There we go. Eco, normal, sport, we'll put it back into Eco, which has put the range up. The reason it's using a bit of the range is because I've actually got the car on, and just so I can show you the functions. Let's have a look at this big display in the middle. Now this is a massive change from the pre-facelift cars. They had two normal dials, one on the left and one on the right. This has an entirely digital instrument a cluster. So if we just go through here to see some of the functions, there we go. We can have a look at the tyre pressures and the state of a 12-volt battery. No faults, that's good. Luminescence level, I think that's probably to do with the dash lighting. I could be wrong about that though. Information about the motor speed. So this car's done about 1,000 miles and an average speed, and there's the efficiency at 3.2 miles per kilowatt hour. The WLTP on this long range model, there is actually a standard range model as well, says that it should be 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour. But this car's been used for 40 hours, which is good. Go on the next function here, and we're back to the start. So quite a lot of things to sort of scroll through and look at, really. I wonder if I go on here, or maybe this one, see if that changes anything. I think on this you'll see things like adaptive cruise control, which I can't demonstrate to you if I'm stationary, and also there is the cruise control switch. That's for doing things like adjusting the adaptive cruise control. Two USB ports in here. One is USB-C. Again, it's very difficult to show you. There we go, that's actually shown properly. The placing for these ports has actually changed. They used to be sort of underneath, but now they're actually there, which, I don't know, some people might find that more convenient. Electronic handbrake, and I think that's also stop start, an energy saving thing. Cup holders, of course, in here. That feels nice, actually. That's good. Steering wheel always feels nice, but most MG models do share a common design of steering wheel now, and things like these little switches for the door locking buttons and the interior door handles. Possibly not the highest quality interior, simply because you can buy a petrol ZS from I think it's just under £16,000. So given this car's £34,000, there is a bit of a difference in between, you know, the price of one of those and the price of this. But things like this sunroof only comes on the top. Petrol, manual ZS petrol, and on this one, of course, it has it. And they've even changed the controls for it in here for some reason. I don't quite know why. We've still got the USB port on there for the dash cam. So if I open up my secret mission documents, we can take a look at, possibly we might turn on the, there we go, turn on a bit more light. There we go, that's good. It's white as well, that's fancy. Let's have a look at some more of the facts about it. So the range starts at £27,500. The long range trophy, which is the one I would have, I wouldn't personally need the extra sort of sat nav that's in here. I'd use Android Auto for me. That's, I'm about to say, it's £500. So it starts for the standard range, which unlike this one's 191 miles on the WLTP cycle and 266 in the city. This car is 273 WLTP and 370 in the city. The charging time on a 50 kilowatt charger, this car will actually accept 100. It might actually accept more, but from what I've seen, it will accept at least 100 kilowatts. But the standard one with a 50 kilowatt charger will be 63 minutes, and on a 100 kilowatt charger, 42 minutes. This car's got 156 PS, it's about 150 horsepower, 0 to 68.2 seconds. So it's slightly faster with a bit more power than the pre-facelift one. Now, the pre-facelift car actually had a 44.5 kilowatt hour battery. This one's a 73 kilowatt hour battery. So much better. 3.6 miles per kilowatt hour is battery efficiency of the standard range one. The long range one is 3.5. As I said before, we've got various functions on here. Autonomous emergency braking, lane keeping assist, lane departure warning, traffic jam assist, intelligent speed limit assist, intelligent high beam, and on the Trophy and Trophy Connect models, blind spot detection and rear cross traffic alert. Let's take a look under the bonnet whilst we're here. There's not an awful lot to see, but we might as well. So here we are. Here's the motor, which is about 150 horsepower now. Was about, I think, 143. It's been increased a little bit. Batteries mainly in this car are things like under the floor. But yeah, not an awful lot to see apart from the 12-watt battery and coolant. There's a water-cooled battery in this car actually. But yes, the only thing I would say, there's no hydraulic strut in here, it's just a standard prop. But you shouldn't be under here too much, especially given this car comes with a 7-year, 80,000 mile warranty. Let's have a look in the boot actually, because we haven't done that yet. So unlike a HS plug-in hybrid, it's just a standard boot opening. I do like the MG Octane badge being like that. So there's the charging cable. I think this car gets used to plug in overnight. 7 kilowatt charger. I think the total charging time is about 10 hours. I could be wrong about that though. And there is the 3-pin emergency granny charger just at the bottom there. Tyre inflation kit, of course. The boot volume, I think, is 448 litres, the same as the pre-facelift, but I have seen people quote it as 470, so just sort of bear that in mind. There might be a bit of a difference there, but as far as I can see, there's no difference on the earlier car. Just like with the practical models, there's no difference in boot capacity between those and the pre-facelift, but unlike on some cars that have petrol and electric versions, there is no difference with the boot capacity. Now the price here refers to the SE long range here, 29,495. The standard range with 198 miles on the WLTP cycle is about £2,000 cheaper. So that's it, the 2022 MG ZS EV. Thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Thank you to Summit Garage for allowing me to film this. We've filmed many MGs here. The full review, as part of a Tweed Jacket Reviews series, will be out at some point. We're just waiting for the car to be available to do that. We can't do it on this one because of various logistical reasons and things like that, but it will happen. So make sure you subscribe to the channel for that. Like this video, leave a comment below, and thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching.